For here on out, we ain't let nobody else move with us because they don't stick to the plan. The plan was you're supposed to be giving them $500 a month. You drop that down to $300. Then you're supposed to be buying all the stuff for the bathroom, the tissue, the soap, the toothpaste. You ain't do that. But then you get mad and get attitude when I ask you where it's at. And then when they live with you, they want to go out every weekend talking about they had a date. You can't. No, you ain't got no date. You ain't supposed to have no date. How you got a date and you ain't got nowhere to live? So you in love and you ain't got nowhere to live? How you horny and you homeless? And why you couldn't ask the person that you're going on a date with, can you come stay with them? Don't let them have kids, because you better woke up one morning and all their kids in the kitchen hungry, asking you, can you fix us some cereal? No. Go back in there and wake your mama up and tell your mama to get up so she can come and pack y'all clothes so y'all can leave. Then they try to act like they're going outside to find a job every day and leave you with them kids. No, you ain't leaving with them kids. You can get right here on this internet and find your job. They hiring on the internet. All you gotta do is put your email in there. You ain't finna keep going outside every day. You out there doing something you ain't got no business, and I'm stuck with these kids. No. Same way you moved in should be the same way you move out. I don't want you taking none of my tissue, and don't take none of my dishes up out of here. And don't go around telling people, he kicked me out there of a stinking house. Now, it was stinking when you moved in.
It seems like he is speaking from experience about what he might have gone through with his kids. There is a problem with some kids over the age of 18 who live with their parents and have issues with how their parents run the households, and being ungrateful they have a place to stay.
No one talks about how living at home as a 25-year-old, or if you're in your 20s, mid-20s, late 20s, how hard it can be. Like, sometimes I just want to come home from work and I don't want to talk. But then, like, your parents, like, want to talk to you. They want to ask you, like, how was your day? How, this and that. Ask you questions about whatever else. And it's like, I just don't want to talk. And it is, like, honestly, like, really hard sometimes, because then I personally, like, feel the guilt of, then I feel like I'm being mean. But maybe it's more of, like, a boundaries thing. I don't know. But I also just, like, don't want to upset my parents. And I also think about, like, I'm so grateful to be in the position that I'm in right now, and being able to like still like live here. And I hate then giving them, like, sometimes you give that attitude and you're like,
she gets disrespectful with her parents while living in their house.
There is powerful niggardry at work here.
Proverbs 19:26, he that wasteth his father and choketh away his mother is a son that causeth shame and bringeth reproach.
It was fine, and then, like, they'll be able to see that you don't want to talk, but then, like, I feel bad because I'm lucky, and these are the last times and moments that I will, live with them in, like, the near future. And once you, like, stop living with your parents, like, you, depending on where you move or where you live, like, a lot of time, you just don't see them as often, because it's just life. And so it can be so hard, but so something to be so grateful about, but at the same time it can be, like, really hard. So if you are 20 something like me and living at home, I completely see and hear and feel all of the things that you're probably going through, and how just the inner dialogue you probably have with yourself a lot. And yeah, you're not alone.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
Day in the life of a 24-year-old who's tired of living with her toxic ass mama. Good morning, y'all. Let's just get right into it. I want to clear a few things up. Yes, this is my apartment. No, my mama don't have no job. No, my mama don't want to do nothing. No, we don't have a good relationship. Why does she live with me? I don't fucking know. How about y'all just wait and find out? Because I'm telling y'all, this shit is crazy. My life is a fucking movie. That's why I started this series. I just feel like this lady been toxic my whole 24 years of living. I'm definitely going to profit off of this, okay? I'm going to start something. Somebody got to hear my story. And honestly, I ain't got it like that for therapy. So this is going to be my therapy right here. Getting it out on these videos, speaking my piece how I want to speak my piece. I've already gotten comments on my page talking about, I would never come on the internet bashing my mom, this and this and that, whatever. Look. That's you and your relationship with your mama. But me, oh baby, I'ma rock out, okay? I don't give a fuck. This lady done made my head hit every motherfucking wall and houses that we done lived in. She done made me go through shit that I shouldn't have had to go through, all for the sake of her not want to do what the fuck she want to do as a mom. So if you think that I'm not going to speak my truth, you're sadly mistaken. It's okay that that's not your type of content. I have no problem with that, but I would never come to your page and comment on something that I'm not interested in just to tell you I'm not interested in it. That's a little lame if you ask me. I'm just trying to build this community brick by brick. I'm not the only one who has a bad relationship with their mom, so I just feel like we can get through this together.
Matthew 15 verse 4, for God commanded, saying, honor thy father and mother, and he that curseth father or mother, let him die to death.
One of the hardest things for me as a 24-year-old in the UK right now isn't the fact that I can't afford a house and that I would have to rent, or the fact that we can't find jobs that we suit us, or we can't progress in jobs because there's literally 10 million people going for the same position. It's the fact that all of this combined means that you have to live with your parents for long. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my parents, I really do, and I live with my mum right now, but the way that you halt your life when you're living with your parents still, whether that's to save money for a house or to go traveling, or just save money in general, or because you can't afford a house on your own, which a lot of people can't, or you just simply don't feel like you want to rent. For whatever reason, you are still at home, which is completely normal, by the way, because it's impossible to move out in this day and age. It's so difficult day to day to not have that space to yourself as an adult. To have to work around each other every single day when you're all fully grown adults in the house, working 9 to 5s or something, and it's just so, I don't know if it's just me that gets so stressed out by it every single day. I'm lucky because my mum actually works away in the week, so I do get the house to myself most days, but the days that we don't, the days that we don't, we are in the house at the same time, I don't know if it's just a mum and daughter thing or what, but I find it really, really hard.
Ezekiel 16:44, behold, everyone that uses proverb shall use his proverb against thee, saying, as is the mother, so is her daughter. She is just like her mother, like the scripture says, because a mother does not like her, just like she don't like a mom, making them a reflection of each other.
And this is me being vulnerable right now, I'm being truthful. It's really, really difficult for me because, and I'm sure it's the same for my mum, I'm sure she also finds it really, really challenging to live with her adult child or daughter, or it's hard, it's difficult. You've all got your own way of doing things now, and you just clash all the time. You have different opinions on everything. I find it so hard, and it stresses me out, and it makes me actually try and stay away from home as much as possible, whether that's visiting friends in different cities or going out for food or running errands. I'm such a homebody, but when there's everyone's at home, I find myself actually making jam packing my day with things just to avoid being in the house at the same time, and then at least when I come back later, I can just get straight in bed or something and avoid it, because it's all for a good reason, because it'll be worth it when I actually save the money for what I'm trying to save for. And I know that, I really do know that, and I think everybody knows that. It's just still so hard anyway on a weekly basis, and that's the hardest part for me.
She got all this ish to say while she ain't got no job.
We can't find jobs.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
Be sure to check out our website for custom designed Christian t-shirts for 30% off your first order. Use code ALMA at PossiblePeace.com while the promo is still active.